What's up YouTube? For tonight's video we have a full fake evolution team. Basically these are Pokemon that you thought, they might evolve into this Pokemon, but turned out they actually didn't. A couple of these were pretty true for me. Definitely for Love-Disc, that was probably the one for most for me. Obviously this is an opinion based thing, so just bear in mind before commenting there. Right guys, leave your theme team suggestions in the comment section below as usual. Give me something original, give me something cool. I thought this was a really cool idea. Let's get to this one anyways. This was done on my Pimp chat. If you do want to have a battle against me, you can. That's in the description of our video. I hang out on my chat each day and accept random battles during the day too. Okay, this was against Closest Star on my chat. Let's get to this. This was a crazy ass battle. So right, so we have a Float Cell lead here. It's going to, right off the bat, switcheroo me a Flame Orb. Unfortunately, I was carrying Life Orb. Now, and this was a pretty interesting R-Box set here. Now, I've got Toxic on this one, and I've got Venoshock. So Toxic Venoshock set is a special set. I've got Max Speed and Max Special Attack. I've got Dark Pulse to hit Psychic types, and I've got Giga Drain to hit Rock types, just for a bit of coverage there, and Life Orb for a bit of extra damage. Unfortunately here, Life Orb, without the Life Orb, it doesn't do quite as much damage as I would have liked, and the Float Cell does live there. Okay, so I got some good recovery here. Now I was thinking, well, Float Cell, with that Life Orb there, that's going to make up for the Intimidate, basically. But I could swap out here and go into the Cacnea and get a Water Absorb, if it does decide to go for Aqua Tail again, or it could swap out. I decided to swap into Cacnea here, just taking a risk. And paid off, and that's going to Aqua Tail my Water Absorb, which does nothing, and that's going to go down to the Poison, which is going to give me an early lead. Now, one suggestion on this one, I had something a little bit better, so I used that. I'll get to that in a second anyway. Right, so we have the Fearow coming in here. I'm a little bit, I'm fearing that a bit. Have to swap out my Cacnea here. I don't want to, there isn't too much I can do that. Bring in Arbok again. I've got the Intimidate on this set anyway, so I thought that'd be handy if it's a physical set, which I was thinking it was. Okay, so the Drill Pack isn't going to do too much there. I'm just going to go for the Toxic here. That's the best play I can do. I mean, I could have gone for Dark Pulse. That was the best thing I really could have gone for. I decided to get a Poison on it anyway. That would be the most useful thing. Okay, so I got the Poison on the Fearow. That's really good. Now I'm going to get hit by the Drill Run here, and that's going to take me out. So that's cool. I got the Poison on it, and I've taken... I took Float Cell down, so I was pretty happy with that one. Now, the Arbok was really, really fun to use. You could definitely use it with... if you set up like Toxic Spikes first, and then you could use it, that would be a lot more efficient. But since I didn't have any Toxic Spikers to work with, that's why I did that. Okay, bringing in Taurus. Now, this is a Choice Bender set. I thought the Fearow may actually swap out there due to the double, basically the double Intimidate. But they're going to stay in and use the Drill Run instead, going for the crit there. Okay, so I thought that'd be a definite swap there, but it wasn't. So I'm locked into Pursuit now. So I have to keep using Pursuit. I thought, well, it's still doing okay damage. It's a -2, but it does have a life... it's actually a -2. It doesn't have the Life Orb. I'm getting confused with Float Cell. So it's a -2. It's doing nothing. Then I get critted by the Drill Run there. So that really sucked. I didn't really want to get critted. Now, this was a... as I said, this was a Choice Band set. I had Retaliate on this. I had Zen Headbutt for Fighting types. I had Pursuit there just for... just a guaranteed swap, then you can Pursuit them and finish. It's very, very handy there and quite powerful. And I think I had Earthquake too, just for some Steel type coverage. Probably more of a better Pokemon on my team. Alright, this was crazy. Okay, so Gorobis comes in here. I thought, well, it's going to probably try and set up Shell Smash there, so I might as well get some damage on it and I can swap something else in. But it's going to go for the Water Pulse there and take my Taurus out, so I can't say I was expecting Water Pulse. Alright, so I thought Carbink and Diancie would make a good one, because I definitely thought that was an evolution at the very start. This is before you found any more like information about them. Yeah, I thought that was quite a good example there. Alright, so here I've got a Trick Room set on this. I've got Rest, I've also got Snore, and I've got Ancient Power. Alright, then we have a Iron Defense on the Gorobis there, which was interesting then. Alright, so I got confused by the Water Pulse too, setting up the Trick Room here. Okay, now Trick Room was mainly for the Cacnea. I had a really cool ass Cacnea set that I wanted to try out. Alright, sending in Cacnea here. Now, this Cacnea set, I'll run it through. I knew there was going to use some sort of... so it's got Water Pulse and it's got Iron Defense so far. Okay, so they're going to withdraw. Wasn't sure if they had an Ice type move. I thought, bugger, I'm going to take the risk. So this is a mix Cacnea sweeper. I've got Rototiller on this. Now, what Rototiller does, it boosts your attack and special attack by 1 stage. So it's kind of basically like work up. So I've got to plow them fields. Got that boost now. Going for the Giga Drain here. Now, Dusknoir is probably going to go for the Will-O-Wisp here, because obviously Cacnea is, it's most of the time it's a physical attacker. So I couldn't use any of my physical moves now. Well, I could, but they're not gonna. They're gonna hit like a wet paper bag. Excuse me, I just need a drink. Okay, we're all good. Going for the second Giga Drain here. That just almost takes it out. I was like, damn, that really sucks. Now, the Dusknoir is going to go for the Pain Split here. That's going to do lots to me. I was actually running a Brave Nature on this with, I think it was max health and max attack. Okay, so Trick Room runs out. Dusknoir is going to go for the Shadow Sneak now. I knew it would probably have that. I went for the Giga Drain again, just to get some health back and do some damage. It just misses the kill there. Now, I do have Sucker Punch on this, but considering I was running Brave, I knew that I would get outspared by the Dusknoir there. Anyway, now the other moves I had on this, I had Sucker Punch, I had Drain Punch, I had Rototiller, bit of a tongue twister, and I had Giga Drain there. So it was a cool mix set. I really did enjoy using that. Alright, so basically Dusknoir is on the tiniest little bit health. We need to finish it off. Now, we're going to get hit by the Shadow Sneak again on the Love Disc. Now, this was a really, really troll set. This caused so much salt. Finishing off with the Whirlpool there. That's Dusknoir down. I'm glad. That Pain Split was really, really annoying. Okay, so I've got leftovers on this thing. You're probably thinking, what the fuck, leftovers? Well, what are you smoking? Don't worry, guys. I'm going to get into it in a second. Now we have the mighty Dewgong coming here. I'm going to give Dewgong a nice little smack on the lips there. Now this set is I actually messed this set up this battle, I believe it or not. Wait, you probably believe that anyway. And I had Sweet Kiss on this, right? Now I also had, I was meant to have Toxic on this, but I forgot to give it the TM. Like I just blanked on it. So it's basically an Attract, a Sweet Kiss set with Whirlpool. Now Whirlpool traps them in so they can't swap. We have the Attract working, and we have the Sweet Kiss confusing them. And then you can hit them with the Whirlpool and get the Toxic up at the same time. But unfortunately, like I said, I had like some crappy move or something that I couldn't use, and I didn't have Toxics. That really sucked there. Alright, anyway, so Dewgong's trapped in anyway. That's still pretty good. So going for the Attract here, fortunately it was a male too. So I could get the double, like I've got the Attract and well, it was almost a Power Fusion, but it was a Confusion instead. Okay, so I actually avoid the Sheer Cold there. It's a Sheer Cold troll set. So as soon as I seen Sheer Cold, I'm like, some of these Pokemon are going to be like big trolls. Okay, so I needed to take this thing out before I got hit by the Sheer Cold. Going for the Sweet Kiss again here. It snapped out a Confusion rather quickly there. Okay, so I got the Confusion up and I've got the Attract up. That's really good. So the chance of attacking are very small. It's only like about 30 or 20, about 20-30%, something like that. Okay, so I've got the idea it has here. I've got max speed and I've got max health. Now on this one I had leftovers because by the time you've got set all those Haxes up, you probably take one big hit, but by the time you get it working properly and them not really attacking you much, leftovers will restore a lot of your health then as the cycle continues. Okay, so I'm really getting lucky against this Dewgong here. It's almost dead. Unfortunately there, if I had that Toxic up, that would have already been dead. Okay, so going for the Whirlpool again here. This Dewgong is desperately trying to Sheer Cold my Love Disc. It snaps out of Confusion. It's going to get attracted here, hopefully. And it doesn't. It gets past it, and it misses. Thank God. I'm sick of getting hit by one-hit KO moves all the time. All right, so going for the final Whirlpool there, and that's going to be enough to take out the Dewgong here. I was hoping that, I wanted to conserve my Love Disc because it was a very interesting set. Okay, so it gets immobilized by Love there, and that is the Dewgong down. So things are looking pretty good at the moment for this battle, but things took a turn for the worst here. All right, so we had, remember that Gorebyss from before? It had Water Pulse and Iron Defense. I was like, okay, that's a bit of an interesting thing. So I can't really do too much, but swapping Carbink in here, and now it's going to go for the Whirlpool. So it's got Whirlpool, it's got Water Pulse, and it's got Iron Defense. I'm like, okay, that's an interesting set. Okay, so I really wanted to get the Trick Room up again. Then it uses Water Gun. I'm like, what the fuck? So it's got Water Gun, yes, Water Gun, Water Pulse, Whirlpool, and Iron Defense. I'm like, what the fuck is this set? Okay, so bringing in Manaphy here, going for the Choice Specs Grass Knot. It takes that rather well, actually, and it's going to go for the Whirlpool again. Okay, so I'm like, well, this isn't going to do too much to me there. Okay, so it crits me there with Whirlpool. I'm like, okay, that sucks. I can just go for the Grass Knot this turn and finish it off. So that's cool. Things are going pretty good here. So going for the Choice Specs Grass Knot here, and I'm like, oh, damn, that didn't do very much damage. What the hell's going on here? And it had fucking Focus Bands. I'm like, no! Then it's going to go for the Water Pulse here. So I'm like, oh no, the worst thing that can happen here was I get like critted or confused or something like that. And then I get confused by the Water Pulse. I'm like, oh no, this can't be happening. So I'm going to get hit by the Whirlpool too, so that's doing extra damage. Going for the Grass Knot here again. I was like praying that I didn't get hit by Confusion. I get through it, go for the Grass Knot again. And I'm like, sweet, this is good. And crit. No! Focus Band again, twice in a row. It's only like 10% chance. What the fuck? So I'm going to get hit by the Water Pulse again there. Does just enough damage there, and Whirlpool is going to take me out. Fucking hell. So, poor little, I nearly called it Manaphy then. Poor little iPhone is going to go down. So my last Pokemon is the Mighty God Disc here. So I was like, please, don't you dare activate 3 times in a row. I'm going to scream like a 2-year-old. So I do finally take out the shiny Gorebyss there. Guys, just remember that one. Water Gun, Water Pulse, Whirlpool, and Iron Defense, Focus Band. You'll never, and Shiny. You'll never go wrong. So the last Pokemon is the Shiny Grimer. Alright, so it's going to go for the Shadow Sneak on my Love Disc here. Right off the bat, I get fucking Poison Touch. I'm like, oh, come on. So, since, even if I had Toxic on this set, it wouldn't have helped. So, since I had the Attract up, I thought that'd be good. I need to get that one up mainly. I need to get Whirlpool going. The good thing about this is I had leftovers too. And it was male, so Attract worked. Now I needed to get this thing Sweet Kiss and get that happening so it hits itself in Confusion. So going for the, I probably gave Grimer the only kiss that'll ever get in its life. It's confused, it's attracted, that's cool. Love this is turning a little bit green. Anyway, so we're going to get hit by the Confusion on the Grimer, so that's going pretty well. I've got the leftover recovery up on my Love Disc, which is awesome. Okay, it's down to the wire here, guys. I've got my my poison starting to rack up. It was, it was really annoying there. I had to, it was pretty much getting rid of my leftovers damage. Okay, so now it's got Protect. So it's got Shadow Sneak and Protect. That sucks, so that's going to rack up my poison. I went for the Whirlpool there. I wanted to get that up so that damage at the end of the turn sort of deal there, and racking up with the Confusion damage. Okay, so Poison is starting to do, it's probably doing about the same, around the same as my leftovers anyway. Okay, so Grimer is going to go for the Shadow Sneak again. It keeps getting like through all the things. That's its main priority too, so it can get through that. Going for the Whirlpool this time here, so I'm hoping I need a crit. It does about 1 health. So it's obviously Everlight too. Okay, so I've got half my health down already to the Toxic. Well, Toxic already below half health now, so I'm starting to get a little bit salty after this battle and all these shenanigans. Like, I can't lose to it. I can't lose to Baby Flubber. Okay, so it's going to get attracted, and it gets through again. I'm like, yeah, I'm just not getting lucky here. So getting hit by the Shadow Sneak again. I have to give, guys, I've got to give Grimer another kiss. So it's got a second kiss. Probably the only second kiss it will ever get in its life too. So it kept, the Confusion went off. Then it kept getting past the Attract. Like, this strategy was getting, I was getting trolled basically. So I'm down to 29 health here. I needed like the biggest crit in the world. I needed to hit itself, and then I needed a Whirlpool crit, and then I needed, yeah, it was basically over. There wasn't anything I could do. I got basically arsed. Like, it got through it again. What the fuck? So it gets through all that and goes for the Shadow Sneak, and my poor little Love Disc. My poor little Love Disc. Guys, this is, I wasn't very salty at all. I mean, I lost to a Water Gun Gorebyss with Focus Band that activated twice in a fucking row, and it got through all my hacks there. So, rip. Hope you guys enjoyed this one. It was a very fun thing to do. I'm not salty at all, I promise.